What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar. We're going to be breaking it down once again with the ES, and this time we're going to bring in the NQ. We'll discuss a little bit of the NASDAQ numbers, something I'm going to try out, something a little new, just kind of give you guys some updates, quick updates. I'm not going to chart it. We won't chart it together like I chart the ES with you guys, but we'll discuss some points in that. So today will strictly just be on our 30-minute time frame, and we'll just review what occurred today on our 30-minute time frame, give you guys a quick overlook of what the daily looks like, and then kind of get you guys out of here. So if you guys don't mind, please leave a like down below before we get started, and if you would, share this, subscribe, do something nice for you, boy. We out here grinding and hustling, just trying to make a dollar, Anyway, so today we opened up inside of yesterday's range. Ignore the crazy price action we got going on the side over here. Nvidia earnings came out, and we went from like 280 on the close, or 15,280 on the close of Nasdaq, and we're trading all the way up at 15,307, 308. It spiked all the way up as high as 37, so that's kind of nutty to watch, and we were kind of discussing it in the Discord here, talking about some targets and whatnot. But let's get back into it. Okay, focus up here. Focus up, Chris. Focus up. All right, so we opened up inside of the previous day's range, and I said, if we open above the afternoon rally high and couldn't take out the day's high, then we'd most likely roll over and take out the day's low. Well, and then I gave you guys another scenario. We open up above or below the afternoon rally high from yesterday, grind up, take out the daily high, and then begin to get some legs towards the upside. Now for me, keep in mind my daily balance high was at 44.6550, and I'll show you guys that here on the daily here in a minute. We'll show you guys here in a minute. But remember, 44.6550 is what I had as my balance area on the daily chart. Some people have it as Thursday's high from last week at 44.3575, and they're now calling the daily up. I won't call the daily up until we take out 65.50 for me. But we opened up today and had a pretty strong drive up. We had single prints once, twice, attempted a third time way up here, attempted to put in a third distribution, but that eventually got filled in with some late day weakness. But pretty much a P shape overall for some short covering. Just prevailing bid caused this market to grind up, and I got involved a little bit, not as much as I would have liked to. I did get involved a little bit on the pullback later in the day. I took a couple of NASDAQ trades as well that led me to being up pretty decent on the day. If I'm up $465 on the day, nothing massive, but enough to get the job done, right? I lost $26 on an account. So nothing too crazy. We're out here trying to make a dollar, like I said. But we grinded up all day long, pretty much. And it was kind of like a methodical, slow, gnaw your teeth, poke your eye out type of grind. It was not very pretty. Besides like the opening first little bit, it just drove straight up, and you weren't able to catch any of the move unless it was on a pullback, and you had to have been comfortable with that pullback. So there were a lot of factors that kept me out of the long early on in the day, into the evening, or into the afternoon, more or less. And it was just the pricing. I just didn't like how the price action was. I wanted to see this market pull over. I have trust issues when it comes to afternoon pullback lows versus afternoon rally highs. When I was looking for an afternoon pullback low, it was right around the 11 to 12 o'clock range, to the 1 o'clock range. Was looking for an afternoon pullback low. And even then I was scared that this market, because I've seen it time and time again, look good for the buyers, and then they just puke it all up and take out the day's low. Well, that wasn't the case today. All we did was grind up, took out two daily highs, and eventually got up to that afternoon rally high target of 44.5450, and then rolled over. I guarantee you there were a bunch of people that were buying around that price point of 44.50, not knowing that afternoon rally high was there, and that was the reason for us rolling back over and kind of revisiting or stopping the one time framing up and kind of pushing lower later in the evening. But I did get involved on the pullback. I was buying around 44, 43s, and 45s. This thing pushed back up and I got out around 40, 47, 50, 48, and 50. So made some pretty good money on that trade. And I think that was the only trade I took in ES today. Not a whole lot from my part in the ES. Now, NASDAQ was a different story. I took a couple of trades there. That thing moves absolutely wild, but yeah. Made some decent money in Q as well. So let's go ahead and mark our destinations real quick. Overall, one time framing all day long for the most part. I mean, that just means we were taking out previous time frames high. We didn't stop one time framing up until was it 1 o'clock. Once 1 o'clock rolled around, we finally stopped the one time framing up. I mean, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 time frames, we pushed straight up. I mean, just grinded up all day, all morning long. And then finally, once the afternoon rolled over, we kind of got a little bit of a pullback and then got some sideways action. But overall, just a nice grind up for the buyers. So we go out today with a double distribution day. We're going to mark today's low right here at 44.09, right? 44.09, indeed. 44.09, low of day. So you want to mark these on your chart. That way you have the reference points going forward. All right, we have 1 tick worth of single prints. Just these single prints with 1 tick tend to be the strongest for some reason. We've seen this in the past where we had 1 tick on the upside after, you know, going trend down all day, or you know, almost filling the set of single prints and then trending lower all day long. We didn't get that until, you know, like a week or 2 later. So it'll probably be a while before we see this single print fill here going forward, if I had to put my money on it. So single print fill right there for 24.25. They start here at 24.50. 24.50 is where the single prints will start. I need some coffee right now. Is what I need. I need coffee. My brain is not working. It is out of commission. 30 is where the next set of single prints will fill. 44.30 is where the next single prints will fill. Single print fill. 23.23. And I hope you guys understand by now what I mean when I say single prints. And you see how like there's a gap in between, right? That just indicated really strong buying, right? Whoa. But that gap right there that you see just indicated really strong buying pressure. And each time we pulled back, we never got near that previous time frame's low. Like we pulled back here, never got near that previous time frame's low. And then just continued to push up higher and higher and higher, just indicating really strong buyers. So on any pullback where you were comfortable, taking a long was the way to go. I wish I would have been more involved, but I just was not very comfortable. I never really am comfortable on the long side when it comes to grind up. I like to buy the bargain when it decides everyone up here that was buying, hoping and wishing for a new high. You know, I like to buy it whenever they roll over and puke it all up and, you know, hand me the shares. I'll take it. So we go out with those 2 sets of single prints right there. Double distribution day. Right? Yeah. Because when you have 2 consecutive sets of single prints back to back, the lower portion is right here in A period. And then when you have 2 sets of single prints back to back, your next distribution doesn't start until you get at least 3 wide without another set of single prints. So first distribution starts at 24.25 and it ends at 44.09. Now the upper distribution is going to be right here at 33.50 to the day's high up here at 45 or 44.55.25. 25. That will be our high of day. Mark that bad boy. Bing, boom. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's our destinations for the ES futures contract. Let me get rid of that afternoon rally high. So if we open up in the upper distribution tomorrow, look to rotate higher and test my balance high of 65.50. Right now, people have it one time framing up on the daily, and there's nothing wrong with that. For me, I want to see us get over 65.50 and 66 and find acceptance above it, because I do believe the 50-day moving average is right around that price point. And I'd like to, that would just give me more confidence and confirmation in the market that we could do so. So if we open up in the upper distribution anywhere between 33.50 and 55.25, look to rotate higher, as that's currently what this market is trying to do. But for me, I would not be surprised if we get to 65.50 and fail a little bit. But after, especially with Jackson Hole, starting up and Powell speaking on Friday, I think this could be a holding point for us at the moment. And that's kind of why I think 65.50 is going to be my line in the sand. If we get above that, then we will be one time framing up and, pretty much clear skies until 78. 91 is the next destination, 97, 10 wide point of control, and then 507 high of day from August 14th. On the downside, if we open up below the upper distribution and in the lower distribution, you look to take out today's low at 44.09, rotate lower to 43.94.25, 43.72.25 is the next daily low. And I'm kind of not expecting that to happen. I'm more or less expecting us to take out my balance high and continue to rotate higher. Real quick, let's go ahead and look at some destinations for our NASDAQ. As I do have a few destinations. They also ended with a double distribution day, nice set of single prints, and an afternoon pullback low, but we're not going to mark it because it is very close to the set of single prints, so it'd just be kind of redundant price point. But they had a really good range. I was buying, in around 70s and then selling at 90s for the longest time. Each time I rotated down to 70s, I was buying and then selling at 90s, and this thing can move. I wish I would have held on in the later time frames around 12 o'clock to push up higher, as I did think it would take out the day's high eventually, but I just wasn't too sure, so I was comfortable taking profits off the table. But they go out with two sets of single prints, some really nice sets of single prints, and then a double distribution day. So the upper distribution being 15,242 to 15,166.25 is the upper distribution. And then the lower distribution, 15,105.50 to 1499.99.50. So currently we are trading way the heck up here. So if we do open up with a gap in NASDAQ tomorrow due to the NVIDIA earnings, if we open up with a gap above these previous day's highs and that afternoon rally high at 15,280, your next upside destination is 15,442. Then 491.25, and then 610.25 is the next upside destinations for you guys that trade the NASDAQ. So just keep that in mind. Let the noise settle out before we start trading tomorrow and saying, the NASDAQ's going to be gapping up. We got to let earnings and everything kind of settle and get into their own. All right, and lastly, let's go ahead and look at our daily time frame for the ES. So here's my balance area. Currently, we have gotten really close to that balance high that I have marked here at 44.6450. That is going to be my balance high. Above that is the 50-day moving average and the 20-day moving average around 44.90. So if we get above 64.50 and push up, that is going to be your next line in the sand, is around that 44.90 area, as that will become, kind of an upside destination target for these algorithms. But you can see here how, some people could say that this is one time framing up after taking out this daily high here. See how they took out that daily high and now they're one time framing up or setting higher highs on the daily time frame. For me, that really won't occur until we take out this daily high at 64.50. So still in balance for me. Still expecting some chop, especially coming into the Jackson Hole and Powell speaking on Friday. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I hope you all had a wonderful day. Let me know if you made any money, what you profited on, whether it was in the futures contracts or if it was in the equities. What did you trade? How did you trade it? Let me know in the comments down below. We'll catch you later. See you.